Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Facebook land. It's Carolyne Rodrigues. Here I am, Monday noon. It's Facebook Live time. I'm so excited to be back. So just waiting for a few people to jump on. My regulars who know that I'm here every Monday at noon Eastern time. I confess, hey there, Cindy. Beautiful Cindy. I confess I was away last week. I did not do a live last week. Hey, Guy, nice to see you. I was in Nashville, Tennessee. Woohoo! Hey, Ann, were you in Nashville? I don't remember seeing you there, but I mean, I was with 10,000 of my closest friends. Yeah, 10,000 like-minded entrepreneurs, and Nashville is a hopping town. And let me tell you, it was hot. It's like Vegas with humidity. So here I am, Monday, August the 19th. I can't believe we're approaching the end of the summer. I don't know where the summer went. Time's just marching on, you guys. So thank you for joining me wherever you're tuning in from. Say hello, hello. Casey from Sarnia. It's a beautiful summer day here, and I think it's going to be a beautiful week. So here I go. So as you tune in, if you're tuning in live time, I'd love to get your feedback. If you're tuning in replay time, hashtag Carolyne, and let me know what it is you're getting out of this call. So today, you guys, I want to chat with you about victim or victor. Which one are you? And the reason why, life happens, and I get to talk to you about the things that are happening in my life. And so this topic came up because I watched a beautiful young woman in Nashville on the stage at the event that I was at. Her name is Ketchy. If you go to my Facebook personal page, you'll see her story of triumph, of becoming a victor versus a victim of her circumstance. And I'll just share this with you. And she said, "Your scars do not define you." Why did she say that? She was one of two survivors in a plane crash. One or two survivors. And the only survivor from her class of 60 girls that were traveling home for Christmas. And so, yeah, she was a burn victim. 100 surgeries, you guys, 100 surgeries. And there she is. I saw her on America's Got Talent, but I didn't know her story. Hey, Nicole, how's baby doing? Yeah, so I have these little squirrel moments as people come on and want to say hello. So I want to bring you parts of, is it afternoon already? Oh my goodness, yeah, 12 o'clock. I want to bring you parts of her story because people have been popping into my life that find themselves in these situations where they feel stuck or they can't move forward, right? And I believe God uses us for a purpose, right? I always pray to him, put the people in front of me who you want me to help. And so I wanted to share this idea of, are we living in victimhood or victorhood? And so I want to share, I always like to start with a quote. It's from Leonardo da Vinci. So I'm going to read it to you so I get it correct. It has long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things. Yeah, let that sit, right? They went out and happened to things. So they didn't let things happen to them. They created their success. Hey, Robert, nice to see you. So for some of us, we see life as something that happens to us. So we believe our lives are out of our control. And that's the belief that, I believe that victims have. Life circumstances, right? Hey, Vivian, nice to see you. Life circumstances have got us like in a chokehold. So people who have this belief system, you guys, tend to blame others for their circumstances or for the problems that just keep showing up, right? They give up quickly when and I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying this is This is sometimes what happens. They give up quickly when obstacles or setbacks show up because they feel that their ability to act or to choose has little impact on the outcome of their life. So they basically are resigned to their fate, that they have no control over the things that are happening. So what happens when you're in this situation, right? Feelings crop up, feelings like anxiety, overwhelm, vulnerable to depression, emotions that cause you to maybe overeat, right? Emotional eating, you've heard of that. Addiction to things that typically don't serve us, because why? They numb the pain of what we're going through or the current circumstances that we're in. Or they're highly reactive to things and prone to anger. And they feel like they're at the mercy of other people. So it can also leave you feeling like you're controlled by your circumstances and that you have no choice or no option available other than the circumstance that you're in. So I don't know, does this sound familiar to anybody you know or to you? Because I'm going to tell you guys, I have lived in that space, being a victim of my circumstances. This feeling of helplessness that sometimes it goes back to childhood where you felt helpless, like you were not, you didn't have the ability to make that change, right? And sometimes it gets carried over into adult life, right? The behavior patterns that get created, right? And so there's this belief that you don't have any power or impact over your life or to move out of the circumstances that you find yourself in. So here's what I started to do. I started to question, because I besides, feeling like a victim and complaining all the time, I also was aware of the people around me. There were people who were having success, who were impacting their destiny, who were transitioning out of life circumstances. And I'm like, I start to question, who are these people? How do these people view themselves? How are these people a master of their fate or destiny? How do they appear to be in control of their future and creating the results that I desired? So as I searched and asked, I found, I don't know, do you want to know what I found? Give me a thumbs up if you want to know what I found, right? This is the interactive part of it, right? So, hey Cheryl, nice to see you here. Who wants to know what I found? I'm like, oh my stars. It's like, okay, I'm going to tell you. Yeah, all right, I see some thumbs up. I found that these people were willing to make sacrifices. They were willing to put in the effort to make things happen, to make the change that they desired to happen. They weren't making excuses and complaining like I was. They were taking action to move themselves out of the place that they had found themselves in. And some of these people have been in these spots for years and years and years. And like one of my excuses were, I'm too old, it's too hard, I don't know how. I don't know, guys, does this relate to anybody here? And it was their persistence because of the actions that they took that eventually brought them the success that they were looking for. So they made their own luck, because people say to me, Carolyne, you're so lucky. And I'm like, yeah, I'm really lucky. It's because of the actions that I decided to take that produced this luckiness in my life, right? So what I found that these people who were moving forward, who were they weren't a victim of their current circumstances, they were generally happier, creating success. They were healthier. They were more optimistic. And what I also recognized is it wasn't, they weren't on a trajectory from here to there. They had ups and downs. They had disappointments. They had fallout, but they stayed in the zone of possibility. And you'll see that on my post, #it's possible, because I started telling myself it's possible. it's possible for me to have the kind of success that these people have. So how can you who are listening, or you who've shared this post with somebody and are hearing this, how can you be more like these kinds of people? I start asking myself, how can I be, how questions, not why questions, how can I be more like these people who are having success? How can I move from the place where I felt stuck? I felt, I kept saying, how did I get here? I didn't sign up for back cleavage and, a declining income. And then I started asking the questions. What am I going to do about this? Thank you, Pat Mizu, for that little tip. I'm going to talk about her later, right? So the first step of moving from victim to victor is to become aware of where you are. Where am I? So at the time when all this was happening, I was 49 years old with an expanding waistline. Hey, I've got all kinds of neat people tuning in, or maybe you guys are just passing through. So please come back and watch the whole episode, because I think this is such an important story. And when you look at Ketchy, this girl she just touched my heart, right? So the first step is awareness. The second step is to decide that you deserve, I'm pointing my finger at you, we deserve a better outcome, right? Because until you make that decision, there's no moving forward. So become aware of your ability, guys, to choose. You get to choose. Instead of automatically responding to something that triggers you or has triggered you in the past. And what do I mean by that, right? We all have those people in our lives that push our buttons, or should I say, we allow them to push our buttons and we react, right? I get caught in that still, you guys. So people are, you're kind of like, they did it again, right? And so you catch yourself, right? So a person or a thing that triggers you or has triggered you in the past and it comes up, or that person who always seems to get to you. Aha, they got you, right? So they say or do something that sets you off rather than you allowing them. We allow people to set us off, you guys, and it doesn't have to be that, right? So what are the other things that you're becoming aware of? I start to become aware of my food choices, because I was like, how is it this weight's piling up? It's like, it's a mystery, right? Until I started looking at what I was eating and drinking. So I had to cut out the things that weren't serving me anymore. I never had a weight problem until I was 49. I could eat and drink anything. And boom, crossing that 50-yard mark in life, it was like, uh-oh, look at the itchy nose. Does that mean I'm going to get money? Something like that? Yeah. Or somebody fun's going to come into my life. Little sidebar. All right, so food choices. I had to cut out the white pasta, white flour, white sugar, white rice. And for an Indian girl, cutting out white rice, didn't really want to do that. And then I looked at the fact of, hey, you know what? Maybe alcohol. Not that I'm an alcoholic. I had a glass of wine with dinner. Maybe I got to give that a rest, right? Not eliminate it, but give that a rest, or choose more carefully. So food choices. Yeah, no mystery why I was putting on the weight. Reoccurring situations, you guys. Like some people I encounter are broke all the time. Credit card debt. They never have any money. They come to me. They see the change that I'm making. Carolyne, I want to do what you're doing. And the first thing that's out of their mouth is, how much does it cost? And yet some of those people, I'm telling you, I can walk into your house and you've got the fancy purse, the fancy car, the big screen TV. So it's value, value, value. You place value on the things that you spend your money on. Okay? Just say it. Not judging. Just saying. Because I was there. All right, what was I spending money on that was serving me? What was I spending money on that wasn't serving me? So I get to choose. My health came first. This is a Ferrari body. I'm going to put super test fuel in here. I'm going to eliminate the junk that wasn't serving me. All right, so if you're ready to invest in yourself, then you know who to connect with, right? So, finding yourself in a place where you have no money, you have no time, all of these things, you get to choose. You get to choose. And as my friend Pat would say, what are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that? That you have no time, you have no money, your weight's out of control, you can't pay your rent, whatever it is, you guys, there are people, you go and find them on the internet, that have, for every person that tells me I can't do this, I can show you a person that has risen out of their circumstances to create incredible success. And you decide what that success is. Success isn't always measured in monetary amounts, right? So what do you do about this stuff that keeps showing up? The people who trigger you, the overeating, the lack of, disease, lack of money disease, as my friend Jimmy would say. First, you got to practice the pause, right? Because I'm the kind of person that reacts to things. So I had to learn to take a breath, pause, and ask myself more questions. Is this true what this person is saying? Is this true that I can't transcend this circumstance that I'm in, right? Reflect on your options. What can I do about this? Choose my responses and then act, right? You may not be able to change your current circumstances in one big, from step here to step there, but you have the power of how you're going to react to them, right? Yeah, practice the pause, Casey, and the response that you get to choose, because when people see that they got to you, you're going to get more of that, right? Okay, so let's talk about, where's my time here? Let's talk about a few tips on how to move from victim to victor. Number one, I had to stop blaming outside circumstances and ask myself, what am I willing to do to change the outcomes that I'm currently, at the time, like this is 15 years ago, to change the outcome of, to change the results, right? What am I willing to do? And my friend Pat says this, okay, this is the circumstance, so what are you going to do differently? What are you going to do differently? Because you've heard that colloquial saying, keep doing the same thing, I don't know, definition of insanity, and you keep getting the same results. So yeah, absolutely. Oh, my hair is driving me crazy. Squirrel moment. Okay. All right. Number one, what are you going to do differently? Number two, begin to look for opportunities to make those changes. Stop blaming, stop complaining. That's one of the things I had to recognize. Actually, my husband said that to me. Oh, that hurt. He goes, Carolyne, you're such a negative person. And I'm like, I am? I never thought of myself that way, but that's how I was behaving, right? I complained about my job. I complained about the flights I got. I complained about the money I was getting. And gosh, guys, for everything, you can list them all. For all the complaints that you have, there's somebody who would love to be in your circumstances, right? Love to be in your circumstances. So number three, take some small steps towards the things that you desire instead of waiting for them to magically appear for you, right? Because I used to say, those people are so confident. How do they get it? It's like the chicken or the egg, right? So confidence comes from the doing, from the falling down, from the failing, from getting back up and doing it again, right? Practice, practice, practice. And what can I commit to until? Because that's one of the questions people ask me. How long do I have to keep drinking those shakes? I don't know. You decide. How long do you want to be healthy? Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a, pointy toe shoe kicking moment or something like that, right? So I don't know. I've been doing what I've been doing for 15 years, and it's producing results. Hey, Daniel Ferris, it's producing results. Yes, every morning I start off with a routine, right? Commit to myself first before doing stuff for other people, right? I get up, I exercise, I put good nutrition in my body, I have a healthy shake because I want to keep these muscles. I want to be healthy, I want to be strong. I'm going to be 65 in a couple of months. Yikes, I said it, right? And I want to be stronger. I want to be healthier. I want to be a role model for other women, other men, that it's possible, you guys. You can change, but you have to decide and take action. So what was the one thing I could commit to? I could commit to working out and having a healthy, nutritious breakfast. And for me, that's one of our shakes, right? I know. Thank you, Annie. More like 35. Yeah, everyone's trying to change the outside. I say, change the inside. The outside will start to look good, right? Okay, so what did I say? Commit. Decision, committing, okay, taking action. And number 4, seek out the people who can be role models for you versus complaining about the circumstance that life has served up to you. So I started following, asking for advice, and then instituting that advice, because for 10 years, guys, all I did was complain about my circumstances. And people ask me, so Carolyne, how's that new thing going? I'm like, yeah, guess what? It wasn't, right? So my credibility was on the line because I said I was going to do something and then I didn't do it. So your credibility is on the line. What is it that you want? And then commit. Follow those people who are doing what you want and say, hey, show me how. Show me how. And commit long term. I wanted long-term health. I needed to lose weight. I needed to feel healthier. I needed to sleep better. I wanted a whole bunch of things. I wanted a different outcome, a different paycheck. I wanted to be financially independent. I didn't want to depend on on somebody else to, like, Canada Pension Plan. Okay, I'm grateful that we have it, but I knew I couldn't live on that. So I started intentioning the things that I wanted in my life and seeking out the people who could help me, right? So begin to ask for help and figure out solutions for the problems that just keep showing up. Because I'm telling you guys, I run into people all the time who are doing research. They're researching information, they're thinking about things, they're analyzing things. That was me for 10 years. I was stuck 10 years. This is what I did. And, let's just be honest and real. I help people, a lot of people with weight. That was me. I need to lose weight. I couldn't figure out why I was gaining weight. Oh yeah, real mystery. We talked about it already. And then I found myself, like a lot of people, what I call on the treadmill of gathering information, analyzing information. Hey, Naomi, analyzing information, asking other people about what they think I should do. And oh my goodness, yeah, everyone's an expert about something they know nothing about, right? And then wondering why my weight issue and my income issue wasn't being resolved. So it's the same conversation, you guys. So my misery was also surrounded around the fact that I was no longer enjoying my job and asking myself, what's a, flight attendant of 25 years going to do to change your circumstances? Because I was full of excuses. I don't know how. I don't know people. What else? I'm not a leader. I don't have any business background. I don't know. Okay, so just throw that garbage out, guys, because you can't think or talk your way to a weight loss goal or changing your bank account. And I hate saying this, you have to take action. You don't have to do anything. You can choose to take action, because until you take action, nothing will change. And I run into a lot of people who challenge me on, how much does this stuff cost? What's in it? I'm like, you're eating stuff, you don't even know what's in it, and it's producing the results you don't want. So research yourself away, because I know in a year from now, I'll be talking to you, you'll be in the same place. Guys, I'm not saying anything that, I'm speaking from personal experience, right? So I needed to come down off the bleachers where I was watching these people have success, and I had to get on the floor and get into action. It was time for me to stop observing and start taking action. It was time for me to commit to the results I said I wanted, and to persist in taking the actions until. Persist until. And so when you're ready to do that, you will move from victim to victor, right? A person with a victim mentality, pardon me, I'm spitting on my computer. A person with a victim mentality wants sometimes something or someone else to fix things, to fix them, to fix their circumstances. That was me. I was looking to like, I don't know, drag somebody else down into the pit with me. Hey, Shanta. So, and as I said, I work with a lot of folks now who come to me and say they want change. They want to lose weight. They want to feel healthier. They want to eliminate the credit card debt. They want to have a life that they deserve. And in the discovery process that I take people through, I find often that they have bounced from one idea to the next, or from one program to the next, or from, one course to the next. So that was me taking notes. As I mentioned, I work with a lot of folks who express to me that they want weight loss, they want to feel healthy, they want to eliminate credit card debt, they want to live the life they deserve. And so, as I mentioned, I have a discovery process that I take people through. And many of these people are just bouncing around from idea to idea, from program to program, from books to books, and they're not actually taking action. They're just gathering information. So if you know somebody like this who's spent their entire life researching diets, nutrition, weight loss programs, reading books, all I can say is time to take action, right? Because I know that a year later, when I see these people, they typically haven't made any changes. So I want to take you back to what shifted for me and what worked for me. And I had to ask myself some hard questions on what I wanted. Was life happening to me? And how could I make life happen for me? How can I create the change I wanted? That's when I made a decision that I was worth it. I deserve to feel better. I deserve to be healthier. I deserve to live in a healthy, vibrant body. I deserve to have a healthy, vibrant, growing bank account. And I made the commitments to do the things to create the outcome that I desire. So now I'm going to say, guys, just finishing up my Facebook Live that I started, because I'm sorry, my computer, my phone froze up. Now it's up to you. Up to you. Are you going to be a victor or a victim? Because you, my friend, have the power to change. So thank you for tuning in to my Monday Live. I'll have to pay attention next week to where I place that big selfie light, because my phone froze up and stuff happens, right? So if that message has resonated with you, feel free to share it with somebody you know, or post it in a group where other people are feeling that they're victims rather than victors, or living in victimhood versus victorhood. And send me a little, hit me up and say, Carolyne, how did you do that, right? Or connect with me on my website, CarolynRodrigues.com.